Welcome to another property tour here of one of our listings in Laguna Beach, 499 Legion Street. Super cool property in the middle of town, right in the heart of the village. And before we go in, I wanted to give you a little overview of the property and the neighborhood. And most special part about it, or one of them, is the lot. And you can see the lot here, and even that little flag to the left, bordered by that red fence, is part of this property. And lots over 10,000 square feet, heart of the village, flat lot. You can see lots of parking in the driveway to the right, and then you've got a two-car garage as well. The property is a single house in the front, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and then in the rear you've got a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home. And again, neighborhood location, super special, middle of town, close to the beach, close to a church right there, which is really special. So you've got the presence of God right in your own backyard. Anyway, let's go inside, take a look. This is the front entrance. Walking up the brick pathway, you've got a really nice manicured garden area. Walk up on the front stoop, and you can see the original windows. Super cool, charming. Walk through the front door, enter into the living room. You've got carpeting there, but there's hardwood under that to match this. And you've got a big open floor plan here. There's the church out the window, and you've got an ocean view out that corner window. A little tough to see right now, but there is a good view out there. And then looking back at the entry door, just to give you an idea of the stoop and the front yard and how it lays out in the neighborhood, you get a good feel. That's Legion Street right there. And this home is it's got a great feel. You got to see it and feel it to really appreciate how unique it is. And again, flat lot, middle of town, over 10,000 square feet. Pretty tough to find in Laguna Beach. And you can walk, stroll, roll to anywhere. You've got downtown right around the corner. You've got beaches. Anyway, going into the house again. Here's the first bedroom. Front's on the front yard, built out as an office right now, and the family used it as an office for quite some time. But it really originally was a bedroom, and certainly can be restored to that place if you want it. We've got a day bed set up in here. Again, you've got these hung windows that are pretty special, unique, sort of sets the charm. Walking back out into the hallway, you've got the first bathroom here. You've got this mosaic tile and nice stained glass done by Dirk Mace, son of famous stained glass artist here in Laguna Beach named Joss Mace. And family did this. Not sure when exactly, but it's been in place for quite some time. And you've got a bathtub, shower, walking back out. Now we're into the primary suite, and this is the bathroom off the primary. And you got a walk-in shower, nicely done. So gives you an idea. Custom tile, custom stonework, and just a very comfortable feel. Walking back, here is the primary. We've got the bed set up to look out onto the rear deck and yard, which is one of the highlights of the home for sure. But let me take a look around. Looking back at the entry to the primary, you've got closet space here. Opens up. This property has been lived in by the same family since 1962, and it's in pretty immaculate condition. It's fairly original. There have been some upgrades over the years, but just the condition and the quality of it really is evident when you walk through it. So now we're walking out onto the rear patio deck. Nice little sitting area here. Again, I can't emphasize enough how special this yard space is. Looking out, here's a little dining set that we have set up to really enhance and make the most of this backyard. That magnolia tree was planted when the kids were little and wasn't even as high as the kids were. So going back into the house, let me walk you back out so you get a feel for how that works when you enter from the main living dining area onto that rear patio. And again, here you go. this really expands the indoor-outdoor experience. And this is really essentially living space, although not counted in the square footage, obviously. Walking across, here is the main exit and pathway over to the guest house. And I'll talk about it in a second, but looking back in the dining area, you've got these built-in cabinets, you've got tons of storage, recessed lighting, hardwood floors again that are in fantastic condition. And then this opens into the kitchen. Kitchen is pretty huge, quite honestly. And you'd probably want to open that wall up at some point and just really bring the living and dining room area into the kitchen, like a lot of people like to do these days. But you've got a view out the kitchen sink window. There's a little butler's pantry, let's call it. Not really pantry, but setup. And it's an expansive kitchen, so you've got a lot of flexibility, a lot of room to make changes if you'd like. Open it up, and again, this opens up onto the the driveway in the front. So now we walk through. We're going into the laundry area, which could easily be enclosed and made into its own individual laundry room. There it is. There's the setup, gas, and now giving you the experience of walking out onto this little bridgeway that connects the two houses. And you got these lights above that are pretty special. And you walk in and feel, let me look at this back here and show you guys exactly. Again, it's hard to feel in video, but it's just an amazing yard, something you don't find often in Laguna because you've got such expansive, flat, usable yard space. And now looking down on the parking, which is another huge advantage, especially in this area. You are close to middle of town, so parking is a premium, and so you can get probably 8 cars on site here. Anyway, looking back, now we walk into the guest house. First right is the main room here in the guest house. Probably the best views of the ocean from here in this room. And you've got nice wood ceilings. You got a ceiling fan. There's good cross ventilation throughout the house. It does not have air conditioning, but it does definitely have great openable windows, and you get a good cross breeze that you can really feel in the house. So there's that fan. Let me open the closet door for you. Take a look at that, and not huge, but good walk-in space, especially for a guest house. And walk back in. That door goes down the stairs, takes you down to the parking, and the garage. Will go there in a little bit, but let me take you to the second bedroom here in the guest house. You've got wood oak flooring here again as well. You got a couple of operable windows that open up onto the back street there, which is Los Robles. Nice street, really quiet, beautiful street. Here's closet space. Let me show you this. There you go. Not a walk-in, but definitely ample closet space for a second guest room in this guest house. And looking back, you can see a little of the yard out off the back. Again, street to street from Legion to Los Robles in the back. Now we're walking into the living room portion of the guest house. And let me give you a little perspective on the overall. It's small, but very, adequate for sure, especially for a guest house. It's got a gas fireplace set up. You can actually burn wood, but it's set up for gas right now. And definitely great space. And this is just an open space that lends itself to, a kitchen eventually if you wanted to put a kitchen in there. Beauty of both of these structures is the access below. There's great crawl space, great access to plumbing, electrical, heating, and air. So if you want to do any modifications under either of the structures, it's super easy. So you could add a kitchen here. You've got access to the drain from the bathroom, and water certainly from the bathroom as well. So it would make a kitchen addition pretty easy right in this space. So off of here, you've got this outdoor little stoop that takes you down to the bonus portion, excuse me, the bonus portion of the property. This portion of the property was purchased from the neighbor back in the 60s, and it was made, picked up because the owner was a huge gardener, loved landscaping, and wanted to have his own private garden that he could play around in. And so this fence encloses that portion of the yard. That fence is the back of the property of the neighbor. And then you've got this red fence that, quite frankly, I think could get extended along Los Robles and really capture more of the yard. And I'll show you that right now. So I think you'd take this fence down, open it up, put a fence along this curb because that's your property as well, and then take it down to the end of the property and return it back to the house and capture that. Then I would probably take this fence, lower it to curb height, not curb height, rail height, and so you really have a really nice little patio off that off the guest house in the rear. Anyway, walking back into that garden, pretty special. Again, tough to find something like this in Laguna Beach. Walk you back to the corner so you get an idea. There is an Edison easement right there. You can see access to underground vault. Another beautiful part of this, there are no power lines overhead in this neighborhood. They have all been undergrounded, which is another great feature. And walking you back to the property. Let me take you back through. This is that fence that I would lower so that you could open it up to the Los Robles neighborhood side. And here, again, this perspective, this feeling here, this yard space, it's tough to feel it in the video, obviously, but this is the real magical part of the property. And there's that magnolia tree I was mentioning earlier. And again, there's an ocean view off of this, but I really just want to emphasize how special this yard space is. So take another look. Here's a side yard as well, set up for a dog run, but good ample space here, nice width. Walking back into the yard, take you around. I just wanted to give you guys a real detailed video of this property because I think that's what it deserves. It's a special property. You've got to take your time to really soak it all in and absorb it. But I'm going to take you back here, walk you down to that step area that I had shown you before off the guest house that takes you down to the parking and garage area. So here we go. Let's go out to this rear. Well, it's not the rear. Let's go to the garage and parking area and show you some of that because I do think the under house crawl space and access to above is a real benefit to this property as well. So opening the garage, we walk into the garage. Somewhat low ceiling height, but definitely can fit 2 cars in here. And you've got this man door that takes you out to Los Robles as well. And then off to the left, great parking. Again, seeing the under house access of plumbing, heating, and not air, but eventual air, hopefully. But plumbing, drains, so that you can see where, if you wanted to, put the kitchen in right there. So taking you back out, you'll notice the room that you have here, a little workbench, back into the garage, and then off into the driveway. Let me take you out here so you get a feel for, just how nice this parking is. Again, middle of town to have parking like this, pretty unusual. Like I said, you could probably get 8, maybe even 9 cars on site here. Before I go to the end of the driveway, let me show you this under area basement from the main house, and you've got an antiquated heating system. It does work, but it likely is beyond the end of its useful life, so you'd want to take a look at that. But again, here's the crawl and the access that you can get to everything very easily. Nice part is it's not musty, it doesn't feel wet, so it's very dry down here. And there's a stairway that used to connect this level up to the main house above, and they filled that in years ago. But certainly if somebody wanted to reconnect, they could do that. So going back out to the driveway, let's walk you back up to Legion, connect the full circle on this property, and connect the entry now that we've walked the whole property. So here we are back at the front. Nice grassy lawn area, flat. Love the way it sits up above the neighborhood a bit, so you've got a little bit of a perch there, and it's got a beautiful presence on the street. So anyway, this is 499 Legion Street, middle of town. Houses combined with the two houses is about 2,335 square feet. Lot is over 10,000 square feet, and it's just a beautiful house with a lot of opportunity and flexibility. Certainly you can live in it the way it is, but it definitely has many options to improve and update. So give us a call if we could answer any questions. You want to take a look, be happy to show it to you. Thank you.